when gunfire breaks out, it's dangerous for not only the people involved, but also the men and women who protect and serve. This weekend, we're diving deeper into the circumstances of 6 recent shootings. It's our top story tonight. Now, last night, we took a look back at 3 of those cases where officers pulled the trigger. That included a September incident at a Bettendorf home daycare where a man was holding a knife to a 4-year-old's throat. An officer shot the man dead, freeing the child from harm. Tonight, we're focusing on 3 more that Breaking News reporter Ryan Riskey has been following. One of them was a deadly shooting in a Rock Island convenience store this week where 25-year-old Deshaun Tatum was killed and 3 officers were injured. Ryan shows us what he captured and what it's like for law enforcement in the line of fire.
We've seen more and more recently just how dangerous the life of those in law enforcement can be. In the last year, there have been multiple instances where an officer has had to use deadly force when on a call. In 2021, there have been 3 instances in the Quad Cities where an officer had to shoot someone. 2 of those ended up being fatal. The first was the morning of Super Bowl Sunday in Bettendorf when officers responded to a domestic disturbance. Police say everyone involved was gone when they arrived, but they received a report of a suspicious car that matched the description from the earlier call. Investigators say a woman in the car said the driver threatened to kill her, which is when he pulled out a gun, so police opened fire and killed 49-year-old Brian Scott. A few weeks later in Davenport, police responded to an armed robbery in the morning. There were no signs of a robbery at the time, but later in the day, they identified a car that matched the description at the Walgreens parking lot at Kimberly Road and Division. Police say Clarence Washington, the suspect, tried to take off, but got stuck on a snowbank. That's when police say Washington and an officer opened fire, which became a very scary situation for those nearby.
I realized that there was gunfire, and then you go to the window and you see all the cop cars. I decided not to go down because, again, clearly 14, 15 police cars. You knew that there was a situation going on.
The car Washington was in was riddled with over a dozen bullet holes.
No one wants to experience violence, and no one wants to experience violence this close to their home.
This past week in Rock Island, police chased a suspect to a gas station where investigators say that he hijacked a car and dragged officers. As officers tried to remove the man from the car, he backed into the gas station, which is when police say officers fired their weapons, resulting in the death of 25-year-old Deshaun Tatum.
So this whole block was shut down. There was caution tape. I wasn't actually allowed to leave. My friend was at work and I had to go pick her up. She had to end up finding a different ride because I couldn't get out, you know. And the whole block over here was just swimming with police cars. I mean, it was backed up.
The fatal officer-involved shooting in Rock Island is currently under investigation. Reporting for Local 4 News, I'm Ryan Riskey.
Thanks for that report, Ryan. Now, officers in the Bettendorf and Davenport shootings were cleared after their use of force was found to be justified. Well, the Galesburg Police Department